My dear Islamic brothers, Islam is the true religion, and its clearest sign, it is that whatever Islam tells us will happen, happens exactly like that. Look at it with your own eyes. The Quran says that prayer, salah, prevents evil. Today, it is still doing exactly that. I ask you to compare two people, one who performs their 5 daily prayers correctly, and one who does not perform a single prayer. If you look at the majority, you will find a vast difference between the two. The one who is faithful in their prayers is restrained from many evils, simply because the prayer is preventing them from it. The result is there for you to see. Similarly, look at the warning regarding interest, riba. Islam says that interest destroys economics. Wherever it exists, the economy is doomed. We see this reality today. Interest-based dealings create crises in society. We have witnessed it. We have seen the houses of those involved in interest-based business being sold. We have seen their factories go under, and we have seen the destruction that follows. What the Quran said, what Islam told us, is right before our eyes. Whatever Islam reveals, just look at the results. The power of obedience. Consider the promise that if you become obedient to Allah Almighty, you will be granted heights in this world and the afterlife. Look at the example of the early ages, the era of the companions and the tabi'un. Oh, glory be to Allah! Not even 10 years had passed, and the superpowers of that time, Rome and Persia, were under the feet of the Muslims, and an Islamic empire was established. Why? Because they acted upon Islam, they acted upon the Quran, and Allah granted them assent. Look at the rule of Hazrat Umar bin Abdul Aziz. It lasted only 2.5 years. Tell me, who else could bring such a revolution in so short a time? The economy reached a point where people would go out with zakat, yet they could find no one to receive it. Everywhere there was peace, tranquility, and prosperity. What had happened? They acted upon the Quran, the Sunnah, and the Sharia. Today, if Muslims return to acting 100% on the Quran and Sharia, no one can stop their progress. The problem is not the message, it is that we must become the ones who act upon it so the results can appear. A sign for the modern age. Now, my dear brothers, listen to this final point regarding the truthfulness of Islam. We live in the age of science. Before the ultrasound machine was ever invented, scientists were still struggling to understand how a baby is formed in the mother's womb, or how to identify if it is a boy or a girl. There was an American doctor, Marshall Johnson, who was part of that research team. Once, he met a Muslim who recited a verse of the Holy Quran, "While he has created you in stages." Dr. Johnson was sitting on a chair, but when he heard that, he stood up. He said, "It is impossible. There cannot be such a verse in the Quran." When the Muslim showed him that verse and others describing the stages of human creation, the doctor kept listening. Finally, he said, "Either your Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, had an ultrasound machine, and since that is impossible 1400 years ago, then I must believe that he is the true Prophet of Allah, and the Quran is the word of Allah." Man has only found this out today, but your Quran was telling us 1400 years ago how a baby grows in the womb. The deeper you go into the Quran, the more you research, the more you understand, the glories of Allah's power become manifest before you. But the key is this: the heart must be pure. If Allah intends to give guidance, He gives it. May Allah grant me and you true faith in the Quran and Islam and the ability to act upon its teachings.